Everybody knows that's how it goes. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. Everybody knows that's how it goes.
And welcome back to the Grassroots Connection, where we provide the information you need to make an informed decision. And we have a caller on board. We're going to get right back into it, but wanted to give out our call-in numbers again. 742-1230. That's 742-1230 locally. And toll free at 888-671-7278. That's 888-671-7278. Open mic Thursdays. You bring the topic. We discuss it. All right, guys. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get right back into it with our callers. And give me just a sec. And hello, caller. Are you there?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good. I'm sorry about that break, but go ahead. You were
No problem. Don't sweat it. It has to happen. If we had used even a fraction of the fundage that's used for a strong military defense
yes.
For the Union, we would not be having this, I guess you could say, squabble or whatever the terminology could be used regarding the healthcare system and how people are being reamed and who knows what.
Absolutely. Well, I look at it as a family discussion, not really an argument. We're all family here.
I know.
And really, guys, I love you. We can disagree all day long, and I'm going to still be in your corner in a fight.
True.
Know that. So, but all I'm saying is, I think that we were kind of misled in that these health insurance companies wrote this stuff, and half of us don't know what's in it because it was so big. The congressman couldn't even read it. And I just said, let's put
That's pretty bad.
It's sad. It's really sad. And so I said, let's put the brakes on this. Let's review it, and let's hold these people accountable. If they don't know what's in it and they're going to sign off on it, then we need to spank their butts. And it's just that simple.
To leave you with one quick thought regarding that, and I'm going to tie something else into this as well, is to make it really short, sweet, and quick. The aspect that when they first came out with the health care reform bill or whatever, the various politicians, regardless of whether it was the Senate or the House of Representatives, i.e. Congress, said that, it's too big, it's going to take forever to read this sucker and all this. Well, that's
their job.
Exactly. And they took off, and they could have read it during their vacation or recess or whatever have you, and then decided what needed to be done. And they kept shrugging it off, knowing full well that the people were going to be hurting during the time that they're playing tiddlywinks and playing around who knows where and what and how and why.
Exactly.
On their time away from D.C. Now, to tie this into the whole mess as far as the financial aspect goes of how this is affecting and been affecting the economy that we're dealing with now.
Mm-hmm.
And as a result, the aspect of how we've gone into I'm not sure what would be the definition of a light recession or whatever.
Well, yeah, they're saying we're headed into a collapse.
Yeah.
Even after spending all that billions of dollars, for our stimulus to big banks who then decided never to lend that money and never to tell Congress what they did with it, we're headed back into a recession. And all indicators, and that was going to be the topic today, but, always it's your topic first because this is your show. So, my topic can sit back, but I had the 15 reasons or economic indicators that said we're headed back into not a good place. Well, number one, the number of Americans who are receiving food stamps rose to a new all-time record of 40.8 million in May. The number of Americans receiving food stamps has set a new all-time record for 18 months in a row. But there's every indication that things are going to get even worse. The U.S. Department of Agriculture projects the number of Americans on food stamps will increase to 43 million in 2011.
That's an insult.
It's sad. I mean,
that That is very much an insult.
It is an entitlement that we give to people who need it. Now, I don't have a problem with that.
I know.
But the majority of those people that will be applying, and the reason that this is an all-time high is because of all the people who were fraudulently sold these mortgages, or empty boxes that I call, by these cabal leaders from Goldman Sachs, who 10 of them happen to work in the White House, like Larry Summers, Rubin, you name it, Geithner. These guys profited from this stuff. And so when we look at that, that's a reflection of is just how many people they have bankrupted, literally. So that's number one. The U.S. economy lost 131,000 more jobs during the month of July. But the truth is that the U.S. economy has been bleeding jobs for a long time, obviously. According to one analysis, the United States has lost 10.5 million jobs since 2007. Meanwhile, immigrants, both legal and illegal, continue to pour into our nation in unprecedented numbers. And what that spells is a recipe for disaster. If we have all these unemployed Americans, people looking for jobs, and we're allowing our borders to be so porous as millions of immigrants come in and take jobs from Americans who, by the way, pay all the taxes in this country.
You know, that's a contradiction. Because if they want to hire somebody, then rehire the Americans that had lost their job to begin with in the first place.
I'm telling you something here that's really deep. Okay, you know, probably, if you know me, that I am an ex-felon, okay? And many years ago when I was a teeny bopper, I did things that I shouldn't have, and I got in trouble, and I paid my price, okay? But 27, 28 years later, I'm still paying a certain price. And that being black and a felon, I can tell you right now, a lot of people, if they know that, will not hire me. Okay? Okay? But they will hire an illegal to do the same job.
You know, that's hypocritical.
And I've talked to those people, and they've explained to me, yes, I just feel more comfortable with someone from another country that's not even here legally than you.
Andre, I have a question for you, very quickly.
Yes.
Is that to say that that person who said that they're more willing to hire someone who is here illegally compared to you, is that to say that they led an absolutely perfect life and they have never been arrested even for a DUI or possession of marijuana or maybe a possession of cocaine for that matter in their own lifetime?
Well,
is that to say that they're perfect of that?
God only knows. I try not to judge these people, but they judge me, and I'm just explaining you
a question.
Something that was relayed to me in a candid way, honestly, that, hey, look, if I had my choice, I'd hire the illegal in a minute. It wouldn't even be a question.
That is sick.
And when you look at the amount of people that have been through our justice system, if you want to call it that, for nonviolent offenses, and then they have the scarlet letter for the rest of their life. People would rather hire an illegal that they don't know if this guy's a mass murderer. They don't know because they're not from his country.
You just made my point.
Yeah.
The employer or whoever the company is are basically acting like hypocrites.
Absolutely. And that's all I was trying to allude to in that second point is we got a real problem there. That's a big problem. How do we have all these unemployed Americans, yet immigrants are coming over for the jobs? Why? Because the employers are giving them the jobs, folks. It's real clear. All right. So, anyway, looks like we got another caller, Miss Obsidian.
Woohoo!
Yeah, well, I feel the same way. It's all good.
Y'all have fun.
All right.
Later.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you. All right. And let's go ahead and see who else we have on today and what they want to talk about. Hello, caller.
Mr. Andre Smith.
Mr. Andre Smith, how you doing, sir?
Well, I heard somebody tell me a couple of days ago that your show, there's a chance it could be eliminated.
Yes, there is, because we don't have the funds to keep going.
Okay.
I've been going to different businesses and trying to get advertising.
Let me say this to you
Sure.
about you, sir.
Sure.
I haven't spoken to you since maybe your first day.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Well, sometimes when I get to go up north. But let me say this: what's wrong with talk shows is that everyone has an agenda.
Yeah, it sure seems like.
You know, that's Machiavelli's way from the prince.
Yes,
You got
the prince,
pieces,
exactly.
small pieces. You convince him, and then you go to another one.
That's it.
And someone like you, who's trying to, it's like a little fly trying to hit his or her head against the wall of China. But I gotta admire you for trying to bring things up, which I know we feel so helpless about. But I got two questions for you. I'm gonna listen to you, sir, because I don't want to take your time.
Sure, go ahead.
Two simple questions.
Sure.
Okay, your opinion from your, without hesitation.
Okay.
What is meant by middle class in the year 2010?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
And then something about Afghanistan, which just like the French, Russian, British, and God knows what before those many centuries ago, they left their boots and shoes there.
Mm-hmm.
What is meant by win when we don't know what we say Taliban? We don't know if we're talking about 50 people, 100 people,
I know.
or invisible 1,000 people. But first of all, main thing is when we say middle class in the year 2010, I think most America doesn't even come close to being middle class anymore.
No, sir.
Are you going to be on the air tomorrow?
Yes, sir. I'll be on the air tomorrow.
I'll be back tomorrow. Just give me those two answers, please. Thank you.
We'll do it. Thank you so much for your call in. And, well, yeah, I agree with you. The middle class is slowly but surely disappearing. And if we look at the number and the amount that these billionaires who don't necessarily qualify as middle class, and if you want to know who I'm talking about, the boys on Wall Street, that after we gave them the bailout, after they screwed up, after they blew it, we gave them what they wanted, and then they turned around and took and gave millions of dollars in bonuses to people who failed in their job. That's what I'm talking about. Those people don't qualify as middle class. The middle class guy would be me, would be my wife, who's a business owner. Small, independent people would be people like Tazima, who work hard every day trying to make a better life for their children, yet we don't get bailed out, folks. There's no bailout for Big Daddy. You know, we're sitting there praying that Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, Wachovia doesn't, foreclose on our mortgage, as they require us to refinance and do many things, all based on the fact that they were trying to rip us off to begin with. So the middle class